Hello and welcome to the first of Midnight Movie Review. This is just a series where I talk about a movie that I was able to see on a Thursday night preview and tell you my thoughts about it. The first movie, it's the man on the shirt, it's Deadpool. First off, I just like to say this. Have you ever read a book or a comic book and you hear they're making a movie about it and you're like, God, I just wish they'll get it right this time. I don't want any fancy tricks or reimagining or making it more relevant. I just want them to get it right. Well, that's what I thought with Deadpool, and they nailed everything. Everything. The story, the way it's presented, the jokes, the villains, everything is perfect. If you don't know Deadpool, you can pick up a comic book and it will be pretty much the same thing. You know what you're getting into. The first thing is, of course, Ryan Reynolds. There's been a lot of news lately about how this is kind of a passion project for Ryan Reynolds. He really wanted to play this character, play him right. He had actually played the character in X-Men Origins Wolverine, portrayal of Deadpool that really nobody liked. And kudos to Ryan to keep fighting and making this movie. And it shows on screen. Something that I really like is when you see an actor in a movie and he's having fun, or she's having fun. For reference, Finn in the new Star Wars movie. It's not really about if you like that character or not. The man's having the time of his life in this role. He's playing something in Star Wars, and he's like a 5-year-old. Ryan Reynolds is the same. He imbibes everything about Deadpool, and a perfect choice. After seeing him, he goes on that list of roles where you couldn't see any other actor playing this character. The story, it's very simple. A man, Wade Wilson, Ryan Reynolds, discovers that he actually has a terminal cancer. In order to try to cure himself to be with the woman that he loves, he goes under a procedure that activates a mutant gene. This makes him unable to be killed, but it also makes him horribly disfigured. The movie is spent trying to find the villain who did this to him and try to find a way to get back his original appearance. Three things that I want to talk about. The first is the female lead, Vanessa Monica. I'm not even going to try to say her last name. Apologies. You know her as the companion from Firefly. She's Dr. Leslie Tompkins in Gotham and tearing it up. She was also on Homeland. She was Martin Brody's wife. Sometimes the female role in these movies, the love interest, are kind of one-sided. They're one-dimensional. You really don't get a sense that, well, she's only here so eventually she'll be put in danger and the hero can go rescue her. And while that situation does present itself in this movie, it never seems that these two people are not in love. One of the around Deadpool has been that, oh, it's a love story. And it really is. You want these characters to be together. You see that they are perfect together, and when they're split up, you want them back together. And the credit goes to the actress. She's game. She keeps pace with Wade Wilson, Ryan Reynolds, the whole time. You never get a sense that, oh, she's just here to serve a function. She is a totally three-dimensional character. And I think, as I said, that goes a lot to the actress and to the writers. She's not just there for a function. She is a literal plot point. She's as important as Juliet is in Romeo and Juliet. The second thing is the villain. Now, villains lately in comic books, movies, have been kind of getting a bad rap. Most people say, well, they're not original, they're not, what are they standing for? And I don't really even see the purpose of that. And the writers of this movie decided to take it in kind of another direction. The villain, by the name of Ajax, there's no other way to say it. He's a total bastard. He he's not a villain because, oh, life has handed him this worst thing, or he's trying to seek approval for something. Those are villains that you can empathize with. See Loki in Thor and the Avengers. Yes, Loki's a bad guy, but you kind of empathize with him because he wants approval from his father. The writers of the Deadpool movie have decided that this guy is evil just because he wants to be evil, just because that's what gets him off. And I love that. You never once empathize with Ajax. Sorry, empathize. You never see his point of view. Sorry about that. You are just waiting for Deadpool to finally catch up with this guy and beat the living crap out of him. There's no redeeming quality. He is just a bad guy because he chose to be that way. He has no redeeming qualities about him. And I could really get behind that, because a villain who you don't identify with, or you don't see a motivation. See Dr. Octopus in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. Yeah, he's the villain, but he lost his wife, and he's gone crazy, and he wants to create this. And I mean, just why? A villain should be there so the hero has someone that you can see the differences, and they succeed in that. The third thing is the two supporting characters, the X-Men. Now, I will admit that when I saw the previews and what I've read, I heard that two X-Men make an appearance. And I was kind of thinking, okay, they're just going to be there for comic relief, and they're not going to be true to the character. And I couldn't be more wrong. The first Colossus, if you're not big on comic books, the big iron guy you've seen in the previews, is funny. Deadpool, gets a lot of good wisecracks on him, but he never acts in a way that the Colossus that I know from the comics or from the X-Men movies wouldn't act. And I really, really enjoyed that, because I didn't want to say, okay, they're just going to make these little caricatures of Colossus and like that. But Colossus is perfect. Yes, he's a little self-righteous about being a hero, but that's how Colossus would act. The second one is the girl, Mesosonic Teenage Warhead. Bryan Singer. If we ever get back to like present day with the X-Men, please find this actress, sit her down, ask her what she wants, and give it to her. The character who I had no knowledge of going into, they could have literally created this character and I wouldn't have known about it, is fantastic. Her powers, her attitude, everything. I'd really like to see her again in the X-Men universe movies, or even in the second Deadpool. So in the end, this movie is great. It is R-rated. Do not take the kids. If you think, hey, my kid can handle violence and gore, no, there's plenty of stuff. If you're easily offended, this isn't the movie for you. It's a language, sex, violence movie, and if you think your kid can't handle it, okay? Trust me. But if you're an adult, you want to see a good action movie, a surprisingly convincing love story, and just want to laugh and cheer, this is the movie for you. Please go see it. I'll give that 4 stars on a rating scale of 1 to 4 stars. All right, so that's my review for Deadpool. I'm going to keep trying to do these as many times as I can, depending on what movies are out. And trust me, if there's a midnight movie, I'll go see it. So just remember, this is Jerry, your midnight movie reviewer. I lose sleep to see it, so you don't have to. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go have a chimichanga. One more thing. It's chimichanga. Chimichanga. Okay? Deadpool likes chimichangas. Okay? He doesn't like tacos or burritos or whatever the hell that new dish that Taco Bell premiered at the Super Bowl. It's chimichangas. Whenever I see people who do fan art or even selling t-shirts and they say, oh, look, it's Deadpool with a taco, I'm like, what are you doing with your life? Seriously. It's chimichangas. And what the answer I always hear is, well, it's close enough. Oh, okay. All right. It's close enough. Okay, that's fine. All right, hey, look, I just did a little fan art myself. It's Katniss from the Hunger Games, and I gave her a submachine gun. What, what's the problem? It's close enough, right? No. Katniss has a bow and arrow. Deadpool likes chimichangas. You should like chimichangas too. They're delicious.